Alright guys, today we're going to be looking at some cheap Amazon and eBay bar end mirrors. Now these mirrors will fit on any motorcycle as long as you have the proper spacer or adapter. So I installed some Rhino Moto weighted bar ends so I could put the bar end mirrors on. I decided to put the stock mirrors back on to give you guys some perspective as far as how the field of view is going to change when we go from a larger stock mirror to like a smaller bar end. So instead of looking up here, we're going to be looking down here. And from the a practical standpoint, I think the stock mirrors are pretty good. You can see a lot, but they're huge. I mean, and they kind of ruin the flow of the bike. So we're gonna switch over to the bar ends and see if they're just as good. Typically a set of bar ends will cost you $80 to $100. These are on the cheaper side, but they're gonna come with some compromises. So let's get the bike back to the garage and install them and see how different they are and if they're really that bad. Alright, we're back in the garage. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the stock mirrors. Super easy to do, although one of them is threaded, reverse threaded. So I'll show you which one it is. That way you're not, tweaking your threads or your mirrors when you're taking the stuff off. So the right side mirror is going to come off. You're going to turn the wrench clockwise. Bam. Loosen up the other side. Nice and loose. I took these off, or I put these back on earlier today, so I didn't really tighten them down too hard. Bam. There we go. I guess I'm going to be saying bam a lot in this video. Here we have the bar ends. I don't have the box. I put these on the bike like a couple months ago, but this is what you get. You get your clamping portions, the mirrors themselves. One thing I noticed right off the bat is this one on the left. This seems a little like cocked, like it wasn't, I don't know, like put on properly. It feels like rubber or something, but it feels a little weird. So it hasn't really affected how the mirror works or anything, because of course since it's a ball end you can adjust it as much as you want, so it's not a big deal. It's just something that I noticed. Again, these things are like 20-30 bucks, so you're not going to get the top quality, but they should do the job. So let's move on to installing the mirrors. Installing these mirrors is very easy. We're just going to place this portion of the mirror with the fasteners. I've got the short threaded, shorter fastener on top, longer fastener on bottom. We're just going to set these here real quick and line it up. Might start the bottom thread just to hold it together. Cool. Alright, grab my wrench, and you're going to place the ball in the socket of the bar end. So let's get that in there. Alright. Now you're going to have to tighten these evenly because you don't want like the top too tight and the bottom too loose. So you're going to have to tweak it a little bit. And of course you're going to have to adjust it anyway for how you're going to want it. But to speed this process up, I'm going to go grab an impact. Which obviously if you're going to use an impact, don't go full force on these because you're going to break shit. Also, these fasteners are 4mm for reference. Now we'll do the finishing touches with the wrench. This might not show up that well on camera, but I just wanted to show you guys the gap at the top and the bottom. And like I said, you want to make sure that they're like pretty even. I mean, obviously the top one is going to put the most pressure on the mirror itself, but we want these to be even. So we're going to use the wrench to just kind of finish the job, tighten everything up. Obviously we want the top nice and tight, but don't forget to hit the bottom at the same time. Feel that? See, we want this mirror nice and stiff. We do not want this thing moving, because now that it's nice and tight, you can turn it in, which is a nice feature on these mirrors. They have these detents, so if you want to pull these in, if you're going to lane split, or sometimes when I'm putting my bike in the garage, I can go through the cars, and it's nice, and they'll stay good. But we don't want this mirror loosey-goosey the whole time. We want to make sure it's stiff Want to make sure we can see things, and of course you're going to have to adjust it based on your personal tastes. So for the left side, you're going to be dealing with the exact same thing. And again with the wrench to make the final adjustments. Don't put it on so much that you're not going to be able to take it off. Don't want to... Oh, no. What has happened is basically as I was tightening it, I could feel it was tight and I was about to ease off, and then as I was turning, it loosened up. So part of this is stripped out, basically. I think the fastener is damaged, not the threads on the bracket itself. So I'm gonna have to run to the hardware store real quick and hopefully find some replacement fasteners. As you can see, like for instance, if we screw this in like this, it's coming apart. Shit. Alright, so I think this material is just a little soft. So if you're going to buy this set, definitely be careful. I mean, I was gently wrenching on it and it's still stripped. Alright guys, I'm back from the hardware store. Got some better fasteners. I think these were just soft or something. The threads were coming out of them. That might just be, I'm sure these are dirt cheap. So that might be something to consider if you're going to buy these mirrors. Now, I've taken these mirrors on and off a few times at this point, which I'm sure is a factor, but at the same time, just be gentle with it. Alright, new fasteners installed. Let's tighten these up. They already feel a little better. Much better. So this fastener, these fasteners that I went and bought are a lot better. This thing is tightening up nicely, which I'm glad. I'm glad I didn't strip out the bracket itself. It seems the threads of the fastener just came off. So something to be mindful of. I think I'm actually going to replace the fasteners on the other side while I'm at it, because why not? And then we'll adjust it, take it for a test ride, and that way you guys can see how much view you'll get out of these bar ends. Alright, everything looks pretty good. Let's take it for a test ride.
My GoPro is running. I've been having really weird GoPro issues all day. So I'm filming in super view to give you guys a better view. Mirrors seem to be lined up pretty much right. I can see my left lane, see my right lane. Everything looks good. I might tweak them a little bit more. I actually think after this ride I'm going to flip them upside down to tighten up the look a little bit, but I wanted to show you guys how they'd be set up if you were running them probably the better way. I feel like I can see stuff. I do have to look down to see it instead of where, I'd be looking up for my stock mirrors. But they function, they work. If you're gonna buy these mirrors, you might want to replace those bolts right off the bend. Like I said, I did take these on and off a couple times, but I was gentle with them and I still ended up stripping that bolt. Luckily it didn't strip the threads in the bar ends themselves, because then I'd be pretty much screwed. But overall, I think they're okay for 20-30 bucks. I think eventually I might get some different bar ends, maybe something different shaped, although I do like these circle shapes. It kind of fits the whole cafe neo-retro motif. But overall, I think for 20 bucks they ain't half bad. Just if you're gonna get it, you might as well just replace those bolts right off the rip, because they're pretty terrible. Alright guys, thank you for checking the video out, and as always, please subscribe, leave a comment, like. If you have any questions, hit me up. I always want to respond to comments and everything. But thank you for checking out the video. Ride fast, ride naked, and wear your helmet. I'll see you next time. See, this guy's wearing his helmet. That's a good move. See, in Michigan, we have the no helmet law, so you don't have to, and most people don't. But this guy's at least got the lid on, so that's good. You guys should do the same. All right, guys, take care. See you next time.